Timothy Lehman was talking on his cell phone while driving when he got caught.
I knew that, was responsible for the infraction, and it was ultimately my responsibility to pay it.
Lehman says with fines and penalties combined, his ticket was around $600, money he did not have. He was married with 2 children, attending school, and receiving a $3,000 monthly stipend from the GI Bill. He says he just needed flexibility because at the time, Lehman was a Navy SEAL candidate who had gotten sidelined.
So I was injured and had back surgery. Also, I had, prior to that, a knee surgery and a broken leg from an avulsion fracture that I suffered in basic underwater demolition school in Coronado. It's hard, just to pay the bills, and let alone, exorbitant fine.
So Lehman asked Commissioner Corinne Miesfeld in Kearny Mesa's traffic court for a fine reduction or a way to work it off by volunteering his time. He says he explained his medical and financial predicament. Lehman says he was looking for compassion and understanding, but got none from Miesfeld.
I almost felt that the commissioner at the time was almost cold. It was almost, it's robotic in a sense, kind of. Just no sympathy, no empathy.
Lehman's license was suspended, and it took him a year to pay off the ticket and late fines. A court spokeswoman said Miesfeld could not comment, citing judicial code. Insiders and lawyers tell KPBS that Lehman's case is not unusual.
I'm just seeing the poor being punished for being poor. And it's heartbreaking.
Liz Aronson is a criminal defense lawyer who works on traffic cases.
You have folks who are good, decent, hardworking human beings who, did nothing less than or nothing more than a traffic violation that, quite frankly, we all do several times a day every time we get on the road. They just happen to get caught, and they just happen not to have the money to pay the fines.
She says she's seen commissioners at 3 of the county's other traffic courts try to work with people who can't afford to pay off their tickets. But she says Kearny Mesa commissioners routinely don't give poor people hearings where they could show their inability to pay. Aronson says often if they are late on a payment just once, they have to pay a $315 civil assessment and their licenses are suspended. Frank Mercural's license was suspended when he says he fell behind on traffic tickets and assessments totaling $3,000. He was nabbed driving to his job after his license was suspended. His car was impounded, and then he had to pay more fines and fees.
It's robbery. It's basically they're crooks. You want my real opinion? It's a lot of taking people's money.
Lawyer Aronson says the region's court system is still recovering from $40 million in cutbacks after the 2008 recession.
I've heard numerous judges over the years call the traffic courts their cash cow, and have also made statements on the record about how they needed to enforce fines because that's how the court received its funding.
Not true, says San Diego County Superior Court's presiding judge, Jeffrey Barton. He also disputes Aronson's assertion that Kearny Mesa traffic commissioners are less sensitive to the plight of the poor.
Not only have I not heard that, it's difficult for me to answer a hypothetical situation on someone has said. I can tell you that it is my understanding, both from discussing procedures with commissioners and from actually sitting in the courtrooms, that they are in fact giving those accommodations.
Barton says commissioners are following the law on fees and fines set by state lawmakers.
The San Diego Superior Court doesn't punish poor people because they are poor.
He says all commissioners can offer people flexibility if their financial situation has changed and they can't make payments even after their case is decided. But again, Aronson says that's not happening in Kearny Mesa, especially once a case goes to collections.
So you're stuck dealing with a collection agency that, quite frankly, has no motivation whatsoever to help you or to set things right.
Alliance One handles collections for San Diego Traffic Court. Tomorrow, we'll look at complaints against the agency over how it's handling an amnesty program for people behind on their traffic ticket payments. Amita Sharma, KPBS News.